Need to get some plans. It's good order, so.
Did we were figure out the sign?
You just said what we did before, I think, it was
Okay.
like 2 year,
Yeah, whatever.
well, it'd be $500 value for 2 years.
Okay,
Just throw it on the account.
I'll do that tomorrow. We'll just-
What do you mean by plants?
He works at Van Adams.
Yeah.
He's a manager.
What's that?
It's a-
I just moved here, guys.
Oh, it's a nursery garden center.
Are you on Round Lake Road or Grand River, I mean?
No, we're on,
It's in Hazlet.
yeah,
Oh, Hazlet, okay.
Comes
78.
So we're gonna make some changes to the house that we just bought, so. My wife has some ideas on some trees that, and shrubs and stuff. Get your card if you have one.
I don't actually have one on me tonight.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. We're not gonna do anything till spring anyway, so.
No, tough digging right now.
Yeah, we're not digging anything.
You're live.
All right. We'll go ahead and call this planning commission meeting of February 17th to order. We'll do roll call. Medeski. Absent. Ridsdale. Absent. Innes.
Here.
Beavers.
Yeah.
And I am here.
And Kevin.
Well, he's officially not.
Next
I
month.
can't do that.
Next-
I can't be present.
Not just yet. Is there any public to comment? Anybody online?
Nope.
Public comment and. For a motion to approve the minutes of last month's meeting.
I get a motion. to approve.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Excellent work. All in favor? Aye. Okay. And our item of business on the agenda this evening is the 2024 Planning Commission annual report. Does this include, are we sending the master plan? Well, what?
We're still working on that.
Okay.
We haven't gotten, word yet about the grant.
Okay,
So as soon as we get word about that, either way, it has to be done. So
all
it'll
right,
just be either each one of myself, or we'll have, Mike helping us do it. So he'll be involved.
and we can review, but we can review that as well, correct?
Yes, and we will be, I mean, it's technically the planning commission that does the master plan,
Yeah.
so that'll be being updated in the next few months.
Okay.
Hopefully. Hopefully it goes a couple months. Not a year.
Did everybody have a chance to read our annual report?
That's just this action table, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's
okay,
all the red stuff that's.
Yeah.
and this just kind of sums up what we accomplished in the previous year. I think that the big things, the highlights anyway of what we did, out of everything, the biggest thing that we did was establish the property maintenance ordinances, which have been bounced around and kind of called for, kind of not here and there. But in the past couple of years, there were some things that City Hall was getting calls on that we had nothing to be actionable about, so we decided it was time to go ahead and put it into place. And I think,
Well, it's Tony, right?
yep, that's me.
Give me an example. So I can get caught up on what was something that came to City Hall that we had to address.
So I think that the biggest thing was, really the biggest thing was parking, where parking was not permitted. So we were having. The biggest issue that we were having, I think, and you tell me you know more about the calls than I do, but I think that the biggest thing that was discussed was people taking like into their own yards and parking like in the front yard or the side yard. But driving over the curb and the sidewalks where the sidewalks are not poured thick enough to support vehicle traffic pulling over them. It
Try
causes
to make it a second driveway when they're. We did have, ordinance that only, we could only have one driveway. Because the other sidewalks are not built. So they were making a second driveway or a turnaround driveway. So that was one of the issues.
Sorry, guys, I'm new to this, but, how can you have a second driveway on a city street? I don't understand. Please elaborate.
Like the example, one of the persons that did it was, they had driveway that was a shared driveway with their neighbor on this side. And they decided that they were gonna make a new driveway on the other side of their house, so they just drove up over the curb and the
They
sidewalk.
drove up over the curb?
Yeah.
Yes,
And put millions in.
yep,
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
yeah.
And decided to make it like a driveway. We had another instance where, a gentleman decided to make a circle driveway. Now, he didn't have a curb, but he, we don't allow that, so. So.
But we needed to have ordinances in that then dictated, per X amount of street frontage, there can only be one driveway.
And we didn't have that before this.
Correct.
I mean, there were people that were grandfathered in because they had already had the two driveways or they're, especially on the non-curb streets, but yeah, it didn't really have anything that said, no, you can't drive over the curb. in the
Okay,
sidewalk.
yeah, well, yeah, okay.
And then we had other ones that were, dead deer in their yard.
Yeah.
Hanging dead deer in your yard.
Hanging carcasses.
Yeah.
A lot of broken down machinery.
You guys in Michigan, man, you guys, everybody hunts around here.
Yes, we
I
do.
just moved from Ohio and you guys all hunt. It's crazy.
Well, most of them are in their garage. This instance, it was right in the front yard.
Yeah.
And they.
We have an
skipped
ordinance?
it. We do now have an ordinance for that.
Do we have an ordinance for not having a hanging deer in the front?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do
Okay,
now.
okay,
It
okay.
was very much tricky.
I thought the wording of the new ordinance prevented anyone from being grandfathered.
Don't think so. We did not make anyone take out if they had it in there prior to, because there are some houses that do have two drives and they've been two drives forever.
And a lot of the ones that are already existing, like what you're talking about, are ones that were originally built
Built
that way
way,
or
yeah.
constructed
Mhm.
properly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
usually
we
like,
went around and they, they told everyone, gotta get rid of those, can't do that. So most of them, he's still driving on that side of them. He just took the millings out. No, he just drives over. I don't. It's
And-
dark there.
and most of the time when we put these things in. I can't think of a time that we've had something that wasn't. That we didn't have it, where if it was already existing, then like, when we did the, few years ago, we said if any new drives are put in, driveways, they have to be. A poured solidified material, right? So either concrete or asphalt.
Not gravel.
Right, and that would have forced.
Yeah.
80% of these, myself included, that would have forced everybody to put in I think that mine to do concrete would be like $40,000.
And
Which
that
I-
was like all the new subdivisions, they had to. do that. That was when all the new subdivisions, I think, is when that all went into,
Yeah.
where they had to do, like, that's why the one subdivision, there's no house there, so there's literally no sidewalk. Because it was up to the owners to, when they built the house, put the sidewalk in.
Okay.
So this summer,
Where's that?
it's the subdivision. Windy Way is one of the roads.
Behind Bates,
Yeah, yeah,
the Scout Park, so on the northwest side of town.
Okay,
Well,
forward. area?
Yeah.
Out that way.
Just
Yeah.
north and east of it.
Okay,
The only thing that I can think of that we put into place that didn't allow for things to be grandfathered in was when we did the animal ordinances.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that one
was-
is a no.
Yeah.
And. And Dan just kind of got the. Okay, your chicken gets forgot over, it, that's what you get a ticket.
Yep.
Cause he's not gonna go around and check everybody's backyard, so. We did have a rooster complaint, a year ago. We did get that out. It was a couple neighbors were complaining about the rooster in the morning, so. Could get away with it.
it happens. But yeah, anyway, most of the time when we do,
That type of thing, it's driven by complaints into the city hall. It's kind of.
yeah, I don't wanna see a deer being processed in the front yard of somebody's house and yeah, I agree with you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I learned a long time ago, stupid rule means someone did it. wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there anything that you guys may have seen that you did do that I missed or?
I don't think so. I mean, last year was pretty quiet, really
Yeah.
other than the property maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, you had like besides the building and stuff that was going on, you did kind of,
Yeah.
had that stuff and. But I mean, you had a couple RRC stuff that you had to do. To be, develop the ready community and to do, to be. To keep us updated and stuff, but yeah, it was pretty.
And we only met 6 times last year.
Yeah, well, and I didn't know if you guys knew that also you only, by the law or the planning commission law, you have to meet 4 times a year.
I did.
So, okay. Once I read that, I was like, okay, I didn't do nothing. Why are we meeting, you know? You've already met you already had the 6 in by the time, I think at the end of the year, we're kind of like, what's going on?
No,
And I don't anticipate, I did get a hold of our RC representative and double check with her to see if there's anything that we can keep doing or get ahead of, and she said not at this time. A master plan is, on the books, so
and when is that?
I'm not, it's supposed to be done this year. So it's not like a deadline. So I don't anticipate having anything for next month. Unless for some reason we gotta do something with master plan and that all comes together. But my guess is, once we find that out. Whether we get it or not, which sounds like it's a pretty easy thing to get there. It's the first come, first serve. So kind of right here at the beginning of the year, so we're more likely to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm anticipating that not coming together and having anything to do here, at least till April. Hopefully. That will be there.
That wouldn't be reviewed like CIP.
Yeah, that's like everything, like where we'll start from and what we'll, start working on and what Mike thinks, we need to start with first.
Isn't that involved in budgeting, all right?
Yeah, the
So,
CIP
yeah.
will all of this will ultimately be.
what is
um,
CIP?
That's the capital improvement, plan. So that's like plans that the city wanna focus on. Could be what we need in the DPW area.
DPW.
Department of Public Works.
Okay.
Sorry. I know, I hated acronyms when I first started, I'm like, please just say what it is. So like say the DPW is gonna need a new truck in the next couple of years. So that's something we wanna put into that capital improvement. So we wanna make sure we're budgeting for that.
Is that like a salt truck?
Yeah, any truck
Could
that
be.
they have, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
plus we have a salt. We have a salt truck, we have, 2 pickup trucks
2
now?
pickups, and
Two belly plows.
plow.
To what?
Two belly plows. Plows underneath,
Oh, okay.
but they only have the one salter.
Yes.
Okay.
And two pickups. So we're, it's out there, we're hoping it goes right up there, because they've gotten all their toys, so.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's an
Dave wants a
example.
spider. Wants that
Yes,
spider.
oh, I know,
The spider.
yes.
It's like a ditch mower where you control the remote control instead of actually sitting on the mower itself.
Mm.
So they can do some banks, especially by the lagoons where we have the wastewater. Because the banks are a little steeper, so they can use that to mow it instead of actually getting on a zero turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be kind of nasty. for them.
Gotcha.
especially in the spring when the ground is soft.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then our RRC is one of the other,
What's the RRC?
so RRC is
We're RRC certified, which is
redevelopment ready community.
yes.
Which that certification, what that does is. Basically, if we apply for a grant, it puts us in better standing for it.
And there's also grants that you can only apply for if you're RRC.
Right. And we are the only RRC in Shiawassee County.
That's right. Okay, so my house, guys, is in Clinton County. I'm technically in
Victor,
Victor Township. Okay, so I'm in what town, what county here?
this is Shiawassee.
Shiawassee, okay.
Yep, and you're in Clinton County.
Right, so. Just right up front, okay, so. All right. Just getting my bearings here.
RRC kind of makes you keep on track. So, I mean, I think it does, help you stay on track of what you're supposed to be doing, what the planning commission, what the city, giving you goals, making sure that you stay on track. They're kind of and that also opens us up to get specific grants, and you can that grants that you can only get if you're RRC certified. So we've gotten a few grants.
Give me an example of the grant that you guys applied for and got.
Well, we're Match on Main is a grant that we have received. Five of them.
What is that for?
That is businesses downtown can apply for this grant for just about anything. It covers just about anything inside the business to help it. So like the salon up here, put in a massage room
Mhm.
with massage tables, and we did the whole room, and that was all paid for by Match on Main.
Okay,
It's
I
a
bought my wife a
10
Christmas card for that, for
It's a-
that massage.
It's a 10% match, so it's $25,000.
Okay.
For each business.
So if it costs them 250, we gave them 25,000, is that what I'm hearing?
$2,500 is what they paid for the two. 25,000, they get 25,000, they
Yeah.
paid 2,500.
So it cost them 25,000, they paid 22,500.
The business owner pays the small amount. The grant is for 25,000.
Okay,
And they got it.
Dawn got it.
Dawn, the other salon.
oh, the other salon, I just got my haircut from her.
Yep.
Yeah, I just met her.
She got it, and so did the new restaurant.
Two dogs.
Yep.
Okay, speaking of restaurants, what's going on with the restaurant that's gonna be opening up east of Twilligers? Twilligers, is it called Twilligers?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're still working on the inside and stuff. And getting things ready there, but they pushed it back to the end or the middle of March now. They keep running into more physical issues with the building,
Okay,
so they're still working on it, but they're not giving up. They're still gonna open it.
oh, okay, good.
It's just a
Good.
matter of time.
Because Two Dogs has crappy steaks. I'm hoping for a good, better steak around here, guys, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
so
probably own, you guys probably own Two Dogs, and I didn't even know
No.
that. But they've got good salads, but their steaks suck. So anyway.
I'm trying to get steak. But yeah. So yeah, there's a couple that have received the grant, so,
Okay,
and
and that was last year. You got how many of those grants roughly?
I think we are up to 4. There's been
Or.
4 of them, yeah.
That's fantastic.
We're running out of
That's-
businesses. I know that
That's
there was
good.
like
Yeah,
3
that's
businesses
great.
here last time. I'm like. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Because once you get it, you can't get it again.
And
So,
I'm just too far out. I can't get. it.
yeah,
Well, and
it's
there's
the
some,
downtown district.
and there's some other things that apply as well. Like I think that some of the non-motorized
Yes,
pathway stuff.
yeah, the, what do they call it, the pathways to school. or
Safe.
sidewalk,
way to
safe-
school.
safe-
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that certification, the RRC certification, it opens up. It opens up some different things, but it also, it puts us ahead by nature of that certification, because what that certification does is it shows that we have a plan and that it's an actionable plan that we are consistently looking at.
Cool.
Maybe I'll tell.
It does. It's good.
Nice.
The DDA is currently in the process of going to, oh, I get, I'm really sorry, the date, when's the code, Greg? That's when, I want to say master.
Match on me? No.
No,
I'm not sure what you're trying to talk about.
the thing that we're in the process of doing.
Oh, it's similar to match on Main. It's something on Main.
Yes, Main Street.
Yes.
Main Street, which is another thing, kind of like RC, where keeps the DDA focused on the downtown. And doing all the things to keep the businesses and the downtown vibrant and people coming to the downtown. They're kind of in the process of working up the levels to be a master or a Main Street community.
Okay.
Which also opens us up to a bunch of. stuff.
Gotcha. You said you were too far out for a grant. What do you do for a living?
No, we only golf course.
What?
I only golf.
Oh, which golf course?
Pine Hills or something northeast.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um. Unless you find anything that needs to be added or. You saw something in there that, in that red part that you wanted to. Update or work on, or, things that. Focus on next year, because I know a lot of it's continuous, we're just kind of always doing these things. Obviously, we're gonna do the master plan, so. It's just kind of a.
Is there anybody on this board that is also on city council anymore?
Jason.
Because we've always kind of, with the, like working with the other boards, there's somebody that's on city council. Report. to-
Yeah, that'll be Jason. I mean, if Greg, we keep the stuff for Greg, because after reading everything. Getting familiar with every board. The planning commission does not need to have the mayor on it.
Right.
The DDA unfortunately has to have, that's in their bylaws. The
And
planning commission, it doesn't, it just needs one representative from the council, so. That's why I said, well, if we get it filled, then you're off the hook for
Yeah.
a meeting, 'cause
working on it.
otherwise Greg's as many meetings as I am.
Okay, so that was one question that I had, but that's covered. And then do we still have, for the professional services, is that still Mike and Spicer?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And, this one here, the streetscape and architectural standards for downtown, isn't that something, I thought we covered that last year in planning commission anyway. Because we had talked a lot about, like heights of buildings and. I don't know if we just
To do that with
reviewed,
maybe, Olivia, was that one of like an update from Olivia? Cause there was a lot of things I know that she did for RRC.
Yeah, that's.
Which one is that? What?
It's on page 8. And it's the second. Block down.
Yeah, I know that the DDA has, touched on this. Also, I'll have to take a look. I know that Olivia did a lot of, because like, the DDA put in some sidewalks. Downtown. Like they paid for. You know, there's talk of other things too. But I can always double check to see if there was any discussions or,
And it may have been a review, when we were. When we were talking about the solar. Stuff on the roofs
Okay.
downtown,
right,
and then when we were talking about the property maintenance things,
that might have been in there.
We
That's
might
what I
have
was
been-
thinking, that maybe it was when we were doing the property, it was discussed in that time frame.
so I guess, I don't know that we've specifically looked at it in this capacity.
Right.
But I feel like we've touched around it a couple times on the
Right.
list.
Okay, are there companies that want to put solar in their buildings?
One of the buildings, yeah, but we've got a lot of people that put them on their homes.
Yeah.
We haven't had any issues with it so far.
No, but the first couple that went up, we decided that we should probably.
Which,
Just
Why, just. I'm
so that we didn't
curious.
have, solar farms in front yards. Within the city limits. That's the
Oh.
big thing.
yeah, well, that was highly suggested, and still is,
Yeah.
for everyone to have that in there. Always the big thing that they push. That and zoning, and, you know, we kind of touched on that too with the zoning. Because of the housing, being, needing so many housing now, they're really pushing to have the zonings to be set and a little bit more lax. So that people can find housing and, be able to do things that traditionally was not okay before. So like in a community like this, where everyone has single family homes and, you know, not very many duplexes, triplexes, you know, anything like
Right.
that.
Right.
To be a little bit more lenient with those, allow those to be, like one community, for an example, have let people with larger, property put in tiny homes in the back of their property. Or in-laws, you know, your, like a mother-in-law type suite, but it's actually on your property. So they lessened up their zoning to allow that. Or homes that other older people want to get out of and live somewhere else, free up those homes to be sold for the housing prices.
That was one of the things that I did back in Ohio. We prevented that. I was on the zoning committee versus planning commission here, same thing. But I helped actually create the language to prevent a person with 20 acres all of a sudden just have 5 homes on it. So you can't do that. So it was,
Without parceling it out.
yeah, so if that's an issue, I can help with that if it comes down the road for language. And also work with we have a township attorney. That you guys work with,
We have a city attorney, but
city attorney.
yeah, we don't know how much longer he's gonna be with us. So, but it's-
Oh. Okay.
We'll just say he's very experienced.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm surprised he's not here. or he or she,
Yeah.
normally they're at meetings,
Yeah,
just to go over stuff.
yeah. That's another story.
Anything that you guys are like really worried about that you're working on right now that I can help with, or anything that's
Nothing major right
on
now.
your Jason?
Yeah, this is my second meeting, so I'm just. getting up to
Oh,
speed.
okay.
So like with the tiny house thing. We have, it's our city limits are pretty confined, right? So there's not. We have like kind of the opposite problem. We need to be able to allow for some variances, what a traditional code would be. So we can have some options for more people living here.
Okay, that makes sense.
That'd be the question. Is there any plan to acquire land for the city? Because we're all, because I mean, we are kind of limited. There's really
Yeah.
not too many. big
Yeah,
lots.
we're trying to fire up the development behind the bars again,
Mhm.
because we just met last week with them, so we're trying to get that restarted to see what we can develop, so. That's something that may come in the future.
So like the city
Same-
owns Treat Street.
Same
I don't know if you guys
developer?
know that
Yeah.
little
Oh,
area
cool.
back, and there's a corner back there, Treat Street. It's Abbott and Treat Street, and then the houses that come there, it's like, I don't even know how many acres it
I was
is
gonna
back
ask.
there. And
I'm
it's-
guessing 10 acres maybe?
Yeah, but the city owns, they own that, they own behind the PPPs, all the way back to the lagoons, and then they own behind Jen's place. That whole, between the car wash and Jen's place.
Don't we
They
want
own
Fox
that.
back too?
In Oxback, yeah,
Which
so
is
those
that
are properties
woody area
that the
next
city
to
already
middle
owns.
school,
Okay,
on the
yeah.
southwest corner, next to the fence.
So a little bit.
We have a little bit, I mean, Hogsback would take a lot to develop.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Treat Streets,
Yeah.
the,
We'd rather put a trail through.
yeah,
that.
behind PPs
Yeah.
and stuff, that would be, that's the best option right now, Treat Street. I think we could do single story townhouses or condos or something for that over there, but that's, I don't know what they need development for. Even if we put 3 or 4 housings that can have that in there, because a lot of older people are looking for better senior housing.
Where's, what's the site you're talking about on Treat Street?
Treat Street is. You can see that high school from it. There's like
I'm trying to get a lay of the land. I went
Where's
to
it
a,
at?
I went to a winery past the high school.
Grand Church Winery, yep.
Yeah, is that in,
No,
Laingsburg?
nope. As soon as you go out Woodbury, the fire department on the left side, that's the end of city limits.
okay, okay.
So you got that, if you go to the northeast corner, or the northeast corner where Doyle Road splits and it goes Leland and Doyle. That's the city limits there. The west side would be Meridian Road.
I remember seeing reading, yeah,
Yep.
okay,
Yep,
all right,
That's the border of the city limits then behind the
Okay.
middle school.
gotcha.
Like, okay,
It's your backyard, Kim.
I know, that's what's so bad, I'm like, where am I at here?
Why don't you guys go to the picture? The photo picture.
I'm like,
Oh,
this
it was right behind me.
no, Oh, yeah, that might be easier, cause I'm like, the streets on there, I'm like, Irene, where's Irene?
The high school's in city limits.
No, the high school's outside. Fayetteville.
Oh,
That is
okay.
actually in Woodhall Township. Now, the elementary and the middle school are in city.
Okay,
Yep, and they built the high school back in 92, and that land was really donated by the farmer, because we needed to expand. Because we were going too fast for the ones that we had, so.
gotcha. The big high school
Yeah, I mean,
for
we're,
this area. I'm a little surprised. I'm like, I went by that to go to the winery. I'm like, there's not that many people that live here.
there are, what was the last, I think I saw 352
Woodbury.
high school students, right? I think it was the last number I saw,
Okay,
about 2 months ago. I'm the high school golf coach, so I look at these numbers all the time.
Oh, like,
Okay.
cemetery.
Here, yeah, no, other side.
you should be the call.
This is
Yeah,
different.
should be.
Oh, no, it's what's going on.
They did a survey, right before I
Mm,
got on,
Sure, this is,
planning. The result.
we can find houses over here.
The
So
last
it's
one?
literally-
No, one before it's packet, so
Yes,
3
And
meetings
there's
ago.
2 houses here, right here, so it's like. how many
Might be an
houses?
interesting read for you, because that was, I think
They-
they got,
You know, there's this house.
my math,
you know,
was like 6% of the residents responded, so.
Is there a?
which is technically a
easement
good
or-
response to survey.
I would think,
Really?
yeah.
For a drive through.
That's-
There,
that's
well,
what's
there,
driving most of
yeah,
my
there's a
questions
gap
are,
here, but.
what
there's
would the citizens
a house
ask?
Here,
Mhm.
and then
Housing.
this house, and she owns a little bit.
They want more sidewalks, they want more walkable,
Yep.
things like that.
They want the parks connected,
Mhm.
so that's, we're looking at that. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, Woodbury's just gonna be a big chunk of we.
That's where I was wondering about CIP, and next I know, like,
Well, yeah, it
technically,
has to be.
I'd
because
be on
my
the
house
ad
doesn't
council,
have The
or
barn.
the administrative group,
Oh,
and then that brings
yep.
CIP.
That's
Planning.
okay.
Yeah.
The planning, but if the budget could be done by June, we gotta get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Yep, and I mean, that's, well, the last number was 156,000. That was just to Shiawassee, it wasn't all the way to Boyd.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah, so that all adds up quick.
Luckily, the dead people don't need to walk that.
What was the, just out of curiosity, what was the discussion with the developers with the?
They're gonna do some more bore sampling. For some reason, they stopped phase 2. They did sampling of it, but they never got the results and processed it, which we are all confused on why that was done. If it was paid for by grants, it should have been completed out anyways. But they're gonna see what other contaminations are in there. They said the numbers are very low. They're just over the caution area for Eagle to let it develop, so. Looking into that, I mean, they're still very high strung on doing it. I think Duran kind of took their focus away from us a couple years ago. That's what they're developing, so they're trying to get back into here. So they're gonna see what they can develop, and you know what, the west side, they're not gonna do, Kim? Something that they said, there was one area on the other side of the street, they were not gonna do.
Too swampy.
Yeah, well, that too swampy,
Contaminated.
and, yeah. So they're,
Cause they were originally gonna, you know, when there were a few years ago, and originally they would have 30 houses.
Mhm.
Now they're talking like
19,
19.
20, something like that.
That'd still be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be almost like a brick row kind of style,
Yeah.
Chicago style, where they're gonna have, what, 1,700 square feet, very small front yard. And they're still debating if they're going to be renting them out. They say 2,400 a month? Or no, 1,700 a month.
Yeah, cause they would be doing the, what you call it, the land.
Yeah, they get a grant money for
thing,
the offset.
yeah,
of the
so it
actual
would
Right.
financing.
offset the money.
Yeah.
They
And
pay a
then-
little bit lower.
They said there's new grants that are coming down the pipeline that would help pay for the infrastructure. So that way we wouldn't have to pay for the road, because I know that's one of the big things that we said no, because they wanted us to pay for.
Yeah.
The drainage and the road construction and all that stuff to get
It
it
was gonna
out
be
there.
about $1 million for
Yeah.
the city to do their.
Yeah.
The last time.
Yeah,
So it was like.
I mean, we'll have issues with tax abatement. People kind of questions like, well, why do they not have to do it? I was like, the big picture, guys. And that's
Right.
what- That's what I told, like, it's the big picture is what you gotta look at.
Well, and that was the big thing that they discussed, because they did their big presentation with all the drawings and everything, and it felt like we were getting pretty close to it. I think it was 2 years ago
Yeah.
when we had the combined meeting at the fire station.
Yeah, it's the same people.
Cool. But that was the big thing that they were talking about, was the reasons for
Yeah.
the tax of it.
So a developer came to build how many units?
They were gonna do 30,
Originally 30.
with contamination, they're down to 19 or 20 right there.
And they wanted
They
the
wanted,
city of Laingsburg to pay for all the sewer?
yes, they wanted us to
Just hook
build
up
it
to
and
the
stuff.
sewer, the roads.
Like,
It was, that's why we were not getting a form vote. With other grant money and other infrastructures, I can do it. MEDC or something?
Yeah, Mishta, MEDC,
Yeah, they have
everybody
the
has got
grants that will
grant
help
money
build
for
the
housing.
For housing,
So,
because it's a big push for the state right now is to get housing done.
is that normal in Michigan for a developer to ask the city to pay for the
Sometimes.
freaking streets and,
They were bringing it,
Uber?
they were
Could be.
basically gonna do
Really?
$6 million. They were, with the 30 houses, it was gonna
There's
be
a lot
$6
to learn
million.
here.
Ours was gonna be $1 million.
You're gonna ask.
We're gonna.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot more of that type of money available now than there was even 2 years
Yeah.
ago. Because of the housing shortage.
okay.
Everybody wants to live in Laingsburg.
They do.
Yeah,
I mean, we get weekly calls on anything for rent, anything for
Really?
sale, and it's something for sale here, it's gone. I mean, I don't know what the house down the road from me sold for, but oh gosh, if it sold for what it was that they were asking, I'm just. Going out tomorrow.
the little blue one,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, they're asking 130.
I know,
And that was,
and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I went in there because my dad was looking at it, I was like, there's no way, I would have walked in and walked right out. I can't.
I don't even, it was like 900 square foot, or
Yeah.
something like that, it was in not in good shape,
Nice big backyard.
outside or inside, oh, yeah, cause it's got the same backyard I do.
Yeah, nice big.
But yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody bought it. I'm like, oh, crap. I don't know what they're talking about. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, the one on Doyle
Find out
Lumber is
very-
gonna be
very-
for sale
very
pretty soon.
simple.
So,
Cutler. Cause they bought the one out in West. They bought that corner on the curve,
oh,
so they're gonna be selling that on the market here pretty soon.
is that one of the newer ones?
I think that was the first one built on.
Oh, okay.
That's the corner house.
Well, that's good. That will kind of sound quickly.
So like they don't get any psycho neighbors, so.
Well, they're the ones who bought it. One on last time.
Yeah, their daughter Maddie asked me if they could have a farm. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is before I knew what they did. It's, you have a farm? I'm like, I don't care if you have a farm, just. We're in city limits, well, then you can't have a farm.
Yeah.
But half of the property is,
I thought it was outside city limits.
yeah, it's iota. It's like half and half.
Yeah, cause they asked about.
Farm on that half.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what I said, we're like,
Chickens out there, go
I'm
ahead.
sure.
That's
it's
right.
like, oh, yeah, but your house is gonna have to be way.
And only 5 of your chickens can come to your house.
Yes.
Just in case this comes up,
Yeah.
just to let you guys know that you can use me for information. I've got 17 years of oil and gas leasing experience in 5 states. And also solar panel leasing for consumers.
Okay, cool.
So currently I'm working on farm, commercial land, 1,000-acre farm, solar panel farms for consumers, so I'm a contractor for them. So if there's anything that come up or whatever, I know you guys don't have the shell formations here in Michigan, for oil and gas, but yeah, you never know. So rather go back to oil and gas.
Mhm.
I don't even know why I'm in Michigan, guys. It's freaking cloudy and snowing there, and I'm trying to push solar panels. It's stupid.
I know, I was just on vacation where it was sunny every single day and I was like, how do these people live with sun every day? I just don't know what I'd do. I'd be so much more happier, I'm sure.
And then do we just need a motion? Does this get sent to city council?
Nope, you guys, this is just your report, just needs to be approved. By the board.
My motion to approve the 2024 planning commission report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other items of business anybody would like to discuss?
I thought maybe we should talk about next month meeting. If I don't have anything for you guys, cancel it. It also lands on St. Patrick's Day next month. I don't know if anybody that matters to anybody, but,
Just you.
yeah, me, believe me, I might not be here, but, it's, right now, I just don't think we'll have. It. So, I mean, I might as well either cancel it unless something comes up and we have to, so to have it canceled for March.
I would also recommend that, like today, being President's Day, she was off, she's here.
And
Let's
it's
see if
the
we have a-
second one in a
Oh,
row.
stop, you made your own schedule. I would suggest that we move it to a Tuesday or cancel if it's on a, that way the staff doesn't have to.
Yeah,
Okay,
I had no opposition to that.
So I was thinking That day, I
Was
said, why the
City
heck
Hall
is
closed today?
Yeah.
Oh,
all federal and state? Buildings were shut up.
Those things go away.
Oh, I know, nobody else has those days off. I never had those days off before either, so I was like, yeah.
And now I have to think about it because of you.
I know. It's,
Yeah, if there's anything like just.
I just figured next month, I know there's not gonna be anything, because it's gonna be the master plan, and I don't anticipate having anything for you guys to do yet. It'll be just probably gathering information, what we have, what we need to, we definitely need to change to the update, and then the things that we can just keep, because a lot of it's writing what we have in there, what our city is, I mean, if you're sad. Master plan. House city, and so there's certain things in there that, we'll have to get approval and what do we want to do and stuff like that, but I don't anticipate that happening. By next. I don't know.
Can you, send me everybody's contact information in an email, please?
Yeah. Do you want all their numbers or,
No,
okay,
phone numbers,
their
yeah.
email should be, unless I sent you your packet separately,
The packet, it's got the, I just got this.
that's this,
stuff.
that's the packet. So but I might have sent yours separately, so I'll send you all their email.
Phone numbers and names. and
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I can do that.
Website's great. It has all the old meetings on it, the
Yeah.
recordings, all the old packets.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you go to Laingsburg.us. Got our master plan up there, it's got our capital improvement plan, has all the meetings of all boards on there.
Okay.
Right on the front page, you'll see, meeting agendas and minutes, you just hit that button and it takes you to all.
It'd be great to have Tony, Greg's and Jason's. This.
Yep.
Phone numbers, it'd be fantastic.
Yep. I'll do.
Cool. Thank you.
Anything else? Meeting is adjourned at 7:47.